I'm so high, so high. They told me to sit back, don't make a sound, don't go to the unknown. But I'm too curious for that. Might be a little crazy, I don't mind. I like the way it feels. No need to set off the alarm. No, see, I won't stick with it, running in a wheel, no. So I'll be taking off, for I'm dead and gone. Oh, I'm so high, so high. I'm erase the aeroplanes up in the sky. I'm so high, so high. I'm a dream and fall asleep on clouds tonight. Yeah. You see, my home is where my heart is, so I reach for higher ground. I'm living out of a suitcase. I'm getting close, now I can taste it. Flavors bitter, still so sweet.
There is only one of you, only one of me. There's a million of those who won't let us be. But they're not gonna see me bleed. Cause baby, I got you. I've been beaten to the ground, dragged across the dirt. I've been scared to live cause some people never learn. But they're not gonna watch me burn. Cause baby, I got you. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's a dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try but they can never take me down. Cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. They always bring all the lonely, but with you here nothing can scare me. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I will tell them what I'm feeling forevermore. I don't care about their feelings, not anymore. So let's show them that love is pure, no matter who it's for. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's a dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try but they can never take me down. Cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Desert Adventures in Arizona. I'm glad you guys are here to share this beautiful Monday morning with me. It's like my third cup of coffee. I was up early this morning watching Ava. So hope everybody is doing well. Let's see who we have here. Step Van Dan popped in, first channel member in the house. Welcome, welcome. Moving her office. All right, I would bet that you're probably helping her with that. There's the Adventures of Traveling Mike. Good morning, Mike. See, last I heard you were heading east. Hopefully you're well on your way or in place. Have Cheetah Will View. Good afternoon. Welcome, welcome. There's Ava's art channel there, which is a nice video there, relaxing video. And there she is on Ava Potterfield and Friends. We always start our Monday morning out with Ava in a cup of coffee. There's Van Girl Cheryl in the house. She did a live stream yesterday, a walk and talk. She lives in a beautiful place up there. Was walking out to the lake there. So that was really nice. She Devil Adventures is here, working and lurking. Good morning, good morning. There's Floss and Ringo. Awesome. Good to have you all here this morning. Scrolling. Everybody's saying hello. Copper State is here. Welcome, neighbor. Good to have you. Scrolling some more. There we have Roy and Becky's Travels. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you. Another channel member. Appreciate your support. Roy and Becky do a live stream every Friday, and then they jumped in on the string of videos that they do. And the name escapes me right now, but always interesting to watch. Roy's up there on Quartzsite, and he did a walk around video. So won't be long, and folks will be pouring in up there soon as it starts cooling off. Just getting both eyes open. Nothing wrong with that. There's Carol. Good morning, Carol. Let me get your boy. Lucas, Ava had one half eye open. That's funny. There's Lucas. There's the Lucas boy. Good morning. Say hi. Say hi. Let me get you in the camera there. There you go. Are you being a good boy? Yeah? You're always a good boy, huh? Say hi to Carol. Carol likes to say hi. Yeah. He's been out playing fetch this morning and had his morning nap. All right. See you later. Gonna go hang out with Mom. Ringo and Czar's here. Scrolling. Oh, I'm making a toasted turkey, cheddar, lettuce, and pickle sandwich. Nice. Mobang burnt my steak. That's right. Mobang came into the chat this morning on Ava's Live, said he was going to make some steak and eggs for everybody, but he burnt Cheryl's. Oh, well, better luck next time. Snowbirds are showing up early, Roy says. All right. Oki and I are looking forward to heading back up there and camping with you for a week or so. I'm getting itchy feet again. Want to send this rice cooker. Oh yeah, he's got an address up there. Might be a change of plans. All right. I'll know more in a couple of days. Okay. Hopefully it's not bad stuff. It's good stuff. All right. What else is going on? Let's see. We have a grandson that turned 18 back in May, and he's starting a new job. He's going to work at the local school, the school where he was educated. Our local grandkids here went through Marana schools, and so he's going to get a part-time job there, helping supervise the kids out on the playground and around the school, make sure everybody stays safe. And so I waited for his dad to step up. He needs a car, and Mom only has one car. So I started looking. I found a car on Facebook Marketplace. And so Oki and I went and bought it. Here it is right here. It's a Toyota Camry. This is a 2001. It's got a new paint job. Had 100 and what was it, 148,000 miles on it. Little 4-cylinder engine. Very well taken care of. And so we bought that, and I did an oil change and checked it out. It was well taken care of, didn't really need anything but tires. So we bought that, and his mom got it registered. And so Dylan's got wheels to drive. And since it's a 4-cylinder, it's not real fast, which is exactly what an 18-year-old needs. Something that's not real fast and can't get in too much trouble. So we bought that, and he took it yesterday for the first time, went over to visit one of his friends, and said he really likes it. So we're happy about that. The interesting thing about purchasing this car was it turned out to belong to a lady that our daughter Sheena, Dylan's dad, used to work with over at Marana Schools. So she was the owner of it previously, and then she passed it to her mom, who drove it for a while, and then it was time for them to sell it. And so now Dylan's driving it. So we're really happy for Dylan. It is something that he needs to get back and forth to work, and so Oki and I are happy to get him started off on the right foot. So, it's no fun walking. No fun walking when you need wheels. Yep, we're having a great morning. Great morning. Roy's saying hi to everybody. Yeah, Van Girl Shirl definitely did a nice walk around live stream yesterday. Traveling Merton and Sue. Sue's been under the weather a little bit, so they didn't do their live stream yesterday. And we're hoping Sue feels better, gets back on her feet real soon. Roy, I saw SpaceX is launching a rocket, Falcon 9 rocket from California this morning. I guess we'll get a few more Starlink satellites up there to help us out. So that'll be nice. All right, what else is going on? Let's do a weather check. We're still pretty warm here. Hey Siri, what's the weather here today?
The National Weather Service has issued an extreme heat watch. Expect partly cloudy skies today.
Well, 100 degrees is not really hot for us, but National Weather Service thinks it is. That's like a nice spring day for us, and I'll bet if Roy saw a 100-degree high, he'd probably have his hoodie on. I'll bet it was 2 days. It was a bet 2 days out there. Oh, okay. Sent you a friend request, Cheryl. Better check that out. All right, so we got up this morning. I stepped outside, and we had a beautiful sunrise, even prettier than the one you see behind me. So I rushed the drone. I put the drone up and sent it up to about 350 feet elevation, put it on record, and recorded some video of the sunrise this morning. And then I put some music to it. made a short little video to share with you guys. I've been working on this all morning. Right after Ava's live, I started working on it. And I've got a short little video of this morning's sunrise I want to share with you, along with some music that came from Suno. Suno is who I use to make my music now. And I'm figuring out how to put the words on the screen. So you'll see the words scrolling on the screen here on this song here. I cut it back to 2 minutes and 16 seconds, but I think it came out pretty good. Watch this for a second. We'll be right back.
Good morning, friends, I see you here. Thank you for joining. Let's spread the cheer. And smiles on our face. Together we'll share this warm, sacred space. So raise your cup, let's toast to the day. With the sun on the hood, we'll laugh and play. In this little corner of the world so bright. Here's to the moments, here's to the light.
The sky's painted gold to rise. We're sharing our stories under pastel skies. With every sip, we're weaving our dreams in this virtual gathering. And it seems
So raise your cups, let's toast to the day. With the sun on the horizon, we'll laugh and play. In this little corner of the world so bright. Here's to the moments, here's to the light. Let's breathe in the warmth of the sun.
each passing minute, we're having such fun.
From every comment and every sweet smile,
We're building a stay for a while.
So that was the sunrise that we were greeted with this morning. So I had to record some video of it. Hopefully it came out okay. I just kind of threw that together. Roy did have his hoodie on. Did that come out okay? Was that choppy, guys, at all? Thank you, thank you. Roy says he redid his solar last week. Okay, learned how to use the remote from the solar controller. What I learned is that our used 250-watt panels are basically junk. Well, they're usable, right, Roy? You get about half of the rated wattage out of the panels. That's what I learned watching the output on ours. But they're cheap and they're better than nothing. I mean, to buy a 250-watt panel is like $250. And what did we pay for ours? I paid, I think, $65 or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it's a good to get us by for the time being until we can upgrade, right? All right, what else going on? So Dylan's got a new car. He's a happy young man. Lucas is happy. And I think we got a pretty good deal on it. We paid $3,500 for it. And it's been repainted and well taken care of. So I think he's going to really enjoy it. I heard over the weekend the NFL is going to bring on male cheerleaders. What do you guys think about that? Male cheerleaders. I don't watch much football anyway, but I'm not too excited about male cheerleaders. Not even 1/3 of what they're supposed to produce. Well, it could be choking down with the wire coming from the panels into your charge controller, right? Roy, I know I upsized mine and it did help a little bit, but it all costs money. Good morning, Misha. Welcome, welcome. Misha does a nice little video every Sunday, plays the piano for us. So be sure to check her channel out. 375 watt panels, $68 each. Okay. That's what Mike has on his. Nice, nice. And you don't get the full output, and most of the panels that Santan has, which is where we bought ours, are retired panels from solar farms. And so when they start to reduce output, then they replace them and then sell them off. So they're cheap. They get you some watts. And I'm still running mine. They've been on the ground for a couple of years. The only male cheerleaders I know of are the ones who throw the girls in the air and want to keep it that way. I agree, Misha, but I think we're going to have some male cheerleaders dancing in the field. From what I hear, I'm not too. I think I would probably flip to another channel when that happens. I don't know. I'm not into the male cheerleaders, but I suppose some people are. So the last week, we're laying in bed. Well, I sleep through everything, but Oki heard it. We're laying in bed, and quite often late at night, we have kids, I'll call them. I call them night crawlers. They're out cruising around with their cars. We live out in a rural area, and our road is real curvy. So the kids like to drift, as my grandson calls it. And so Oki heard some squealing, and a car went roaring by, and then we didn't hear anything. Well, the next morning, I drove down towards town, and this is what I saw. That is a Mustang, a white Mustang. Used to be a convertible. Now it's a flattened Mustang. And it rolled a couple miles down the road. You see that yellow tag on there? That's the sheriff tag for them to haul it away. Hopefully, whoever was in the car made it out okay. When I went by there going to town, there was a pickup truck parked there. And when I came back, the wheels and tires were gone. That's pretty typical of what happens out here. If you see a wrecked vehicle, then if it has nice tires and wheels on it, they will soon disappear. Anyway, we think that looking at the road, it looked like he had a blowout, maybe just a short distance before he rolled the car. You know how you can tell a blowout, you get, rubber tracking on the road, and then the tire blows out, he loses control, and he rolls. So that's been happening quite a bit now. We see quite a few, and we hear a lot of people roaring by at night because we live on out in the boonies. I don't know if Don will allow it. $99 now, Mike. Yeah, so you can either buy more cheap panels and add them, or go expensive and buy new ones. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it used to be a nice one. It's headed to the junkyard now, I suppose. There's Gracie. Welcome, welcome. She's on the phone, so not tagging. Good to have you, Gracie. Another channel member in the house. All right, your 240 watt panels are new, huh? The 6 250s are currently producing 258 watts. That's all together for all 6 of them? Ivan's here. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Gracie says hello to everybody. All right, so it's only going to be 100 today. You know, in driving towards town, we have a couple of intersections out in the rural area. And it seems like every time we head into town, we see donuts where the kids have taken the intersection and run donuts with it. They must have some money, because you burn up tires doing burnouts. This is also a special day for me. This is the 8th anniversary today of my retirement from Trico Electric. So 8 years ago, I retired, 61 years old, retired early. It was one of those things that you have to get out while your health is good. You know, I was in a very stressful position, and so I needed to exit, and I knew that we were going to be okay. And of course, I talked it over with Oki to let her know one of these days it's going to happen. And she always said, anytime you're ready is fine with me. So 8 years ago, on the 18th, I retired. So I'm happy about that. And boy, oh boy, is the time really flown by. Six years. Okay. 6 years. Yep. That's what happens to them. They start to degrade. And my solar panels, my Santan solar panels, are starting to get, I call them etching on them, where some of the cells are shorting out and you're getting tracks on them. Tracking is what it's called. And I'm noticing the output is going down. So, you know, I don't depend on mine quite as heavily as you do, Roy. I just run a window air conditioner, and then I use them for the swamp cooler when it's not too hot, and then backup power for power outages. Yeah, better get my sweater out. I was watching a channel this morning, Cheryl, that made me think of you. There was somebody up at the Arctic Circle that was showing us around during a storm, and she popped the door open, and the wind was going so strong she had to have help to close the door back. We did get a little bit of rain, Gracie. We got 0.04, so not even a quarter of an inch, not even a tenth of an inch, but you know, just a little bit in the bottom of a can. It was enough to settle the dust. And we had rain all around us, but not a whole lot here. So we're hoping for more. Yep, that's exactly you get what you pay for, right, Mike? So these panels kind of get you into generating power. They're cheap. It helps you get things set up and running, and then hopefully you can upgrade. 89 here with a 108, so we'll probably be over 100, but that's what they're advertising. I think we were 80 degrees this morning when I got up, and yeah, Gracie, I hear you love retirement, right? So I get up in the morning, get my coffee cup, I fix stuff and I know things, and I stand at the front window and enjoy the morning, watch the sun come up. It's important to me to see the sunrise and the sunset. It's just one of those things that we both enjoy. And so we take Lucas out and we walk him around the property and do a snake patrol. And then we make one loop around, and then we get his ball and his chucker stick, and then we play. That's our morning routine. And then once Lucas, yeah, thank you, Misha. I appreciate it. 8 years. I can't believe it's 8 years. It's gone so fast. Ivan says he pulled the plug at 54. Nice. Freedom 55, I hear you. So I was going to go, to 65, and I would have, got quite a bit more money in my retirement, but, you can always make do, and we're comfortable. I'm also retired military, so I have a little bit of that coming in, and then the co-op, and we're just fine. Are we driving a $200,000 RV? No. I don't think if I had the money, I would even buy one, because we're just not that kind of. It's been 10 months. 10 years this month since my hubby retired from the Army with 25 years. Awesome, Misha. Awesome. And Misha is a veteran too. It does fly. Misha says she's got storms cooling down to 80s the rest of the week, 70s next week. Wow. Is it going to start cooling down for you guys? We don't start cooling down until even September is hot. So what's today? Today's the 18th of August. Can you believe the time is really flying? September will be hot. We won't start cooling down until October. So our hoodie weather will be the end of October. Yeah, exactly. Good starter panels, right? Yeah, I remember that, Cheryl. It reminded me of what you were going through up there in Nanook. That's what it's called. Winds actually could blow you sideways, and it's dangerous up there. So when you're up there around the Arctic Circle and it's colder than heck, it's dangerous. You can be 100 degrees wind chill. And there was one guy that had a bowl of noodles, and he had a hot bowl of noodles, and he picked up the noodles with a fork and then released it, and it froze in place. Incredible. My back forced me into retirement at 30 years old. Yeah, I remember that. Floss says it's 85, feels like 98, gonna storm tonight. So that means you got some humidity going on there. Yeah, I had back problems too, but nothing like Roy went through. But he says that life in the desert really helps. And I noticed that as I age, I'm pushing 70. I'll be 70 next year, next spring. I have learned over the last few months that if I reduce sugar intake And then I've cut back on gluten and I cut back drastically on wheat. My joints feel a lot better. Laying in bed at night, you know how you lay on your side and you put your knees together like so? I couldn't do that for a long time. In fact, I needed a pillow to put between my knees because my knees would hurt. I couldn't sleep. Now I don't have that issue. Cutting back, I don't know what it is, whether it's the sugar, the wheat, or the gluten, but I don't have that pain anymore. So I'm really happy about that. And I've lost 20 pounds. So um, I'm proud of myself. So 8th anniversary retirement. I'm happy about that. I heard Cheryl. I heard Air Canada is on strike. So a lot of the people that work in the airplanes, flight attendants, there's like 10,000 flight attendants that are on strike up there in Canada. They had to cancel 700 flights. And of course, the government said, you guys better get back to work. And they gave them the bird. So I don't know what's going to happen. Things freeze under a minute in the Arctic. Yeah. Gee. Yeah, I got 20%. It was a pilot and comes with the territory, but he's still healthy. Yep. And having that little check, a disability check from the military, they take that out of mine's 20% for a knee, bursitis, and a couple of other things. But they take that out of my retirement check, and then that is tax free. So I get a separate deposit with my 20% disability, and then I get the remaining deposit for my military retirement. So it does help a little bit. Yeah, it seems to. Gluten makes a big difference when you eliminate it. Now, I know that we've known some people who discovered they had gluten allergies and they had really bad skin rashes and things like that. And they did away with gluten, and it really helped them. So, and it's helping me. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm happy regardless. That's right. Yeah. It makes my back feel like it's 20 years old, not the 54-year-old fused back. I hear you, Roy. I hear you. I'll be flying in January. So Cheryl's talking about coming down to Ironwood and checking the place out. Are you planning on renting a car when you fly down, Cheryl, or are you still kind of mulling that over? I know you wanted to go see Dee, Box Fan Dee, who's moving, so you'll have to figure out where she's at. We like Kansas because disability and retirement aren't taxed. Well, that's nice. That's nice. I think Arizona gives us a pretty good tax exemption. I don't think it's 100%, but it's a pretty good chunk. All right. Giving the mechanic my keys. Cheryl's getting some more work done on the van. IMG is here. Welcome. Another channel member in the house. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Heads up, a lot of the gluten allergies are showing up to be phosphate poisoning and allergies. That's interesting, G. Good information. Yeah, I did hear that no gluten is supposed to help with thyroid and arthritic issues. Well, I've got arthritis for sure. I'm, pushing 70 years old, did 45 years of work, and things are a little creaky. Good morning, CR Views in the house. Welcome. Another channel member. Okay, you are going to rent something, maybe a U-Haul. Tim's bringing me a tent and stuff too. Okay. All right. That's good to know. You know, Bernae rented a U-Haul. She got her U-Haul van once, I think, and then she got a U-Haul truck, a step van type thing, and lived in that. So that'll be good. That'll be good. Ray Crum is here. Welcome, Ray. Well, hello, hello. If you're getting arthritis, watch out for any grain or anything that could be contaminated. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I've cut back on wheat. One thing I learned, we had a neighbor, elderly couple who recently relocated back to Oregon, and he worked for, was a food inspector up there in Oregon during his working life. And he said that when they plant wheat, the seed that they sell to the farmers every year is modified. And he said they have to modify the wheat every year to keep the bugs out of it. He said if they use the same seed, then the bugs get into it too much. And so they modify it every year. They plant, different every year. And so that makes me wonder if the modified wheat, GMO, I guess you call it, is not good for us. So I know I feel better when I cut out the wheat. I don't feel so bloated. I would get really bloated. I'd have a sandwich, a wheat sandwich maybe, regardless of what I ate, whether it was peanut butter and jelly or bologna, whatever it was. I would feel bloated. And now we're using the keto bread. You talk about expensive. That stuff is like $7 a loaf, but I can have a sandwich and I don't feel bloated. A lot of corn that's used in corn sugar, corn syrup, yeah. Yeah, it seems like it's everywhere, huh? Most oats are dried with glyphosate before they're ready to harvest. Is that what they spray on it? I wonder if, because they grow wheat here, and then the crop dusters will go over it and they'll spray it. And then a couple of days later, it's all dried out. Yeah. A lot of stuff they allow in the States are not allowed in Europe, I understand. And hopefully they're going to get it straightened out. I think they're working on it. Oh, that's right. Yeah. High fructose corn syrup is my poison. Yeah, that makes Roy sick, I remember. Well, hopefully it gets better. NFL cheerleaders, Roy, what do you think? You think NFL male cheerleaders will get more people watching football? Hopefully Air Canada gets that strike figured out. I wonder what the flight attendants are asking for. More money, I suppose? Does anybody know? Okay, it is glyphosate. Well, I guess maybe, because when we're driving out towards town, towards Little Marana, sometimes those planes will fly over you. I guess you shouldn't be underneath them, huh? You might get sprayed. Most South American countries ban GMO corn. Yeah, that's another thing. And my brother-in-law, Monty, up there in Iowa, was telling me that, telling us when we were out mushroom hunting one year, that they're really strict when you buy corn seed up there, a lot of cornfields, you cannot reuse last year's corn seed, or you get a big fine. You get in trouble if you're a farmer. And I guess it's modified. In fact, would even colorize it. So, there was seed laying on the ground that was like green, and every year they would be a different color that they would dye the seed, and they were really strict. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's better just to eat grass like the cows do. So we're noticing, and we have conversations quite often about the kids today and their social skills, because you see them walking around like this, and our granddaughters do this all the time. They're on TikTok. Hi, Grandpa. How you doing? Love you. And they're right back on their phones. And it seems like the kids now are so much into their social media that they're not able to socialize with normal people, especially old folks like us. You'll see a kid in the store somewhere, and you say, "Hey, how's it going?" Hmm. And you don't get anything out of them. And I have read and heard that a lot of kids are not, don't have very good social skills anymore because they're so into their social media. Grass is probably sprayed too. That could be. That could be. Male cheerleaders have been at college for years. Yeah, I don't watch. I'll watch an occasional NFL, but yeah, and cheerleaders throwing, the females into the air. That's been happening for years. Yeah, I don't mind that. But when they're out there dancing, that's doesn't do a thing for me. So anyway, we're talking about the socializing and getting our kids. So when we see our local grandkids here, we spend some time talking to them, and when you have teenagers, there's always conflict. There's always something going on with their friends. And so one thing that I've taught my kids when they were growing up and trying to teach my grandkids is when you're visiting with a friend face to face, how do you treat them? The way you treat them determines whether or not, number one, they're going to remain a friend, and how do you treat them. Number one is to be in the moment, right? So if you're talking to your friend and you're on the phone while your friend's trying to tell you something, that's not good. Trying to teach them that when you separate from visiting with a friend, you want them to go away and say, "Wow, I really had a good time visiting with her or him." And in order to do that, we're trying to tell them, be in the moment, engage with them in conversation. Don't be a narcissist. Don't make the conversation about you, and try to listen to what they say, ask questions, so that you're engaging with each other, right? And some of our kids get it, and some not so much. But anyway, you try to plant the seed and see if it grows. We're old school, Steve. I know, I know. So we'll bring our grandkids out here to where we live. They're 10 miles that way. We'll bring them out here, and they're stuck on their phones. And sometimes, I'll stand up and say, "Okay, we're gonna go out and go for a hike. Let's go." and we'll take him out there and enjoy somewhere out in the monument. We're hoping to get more hikes in as it starts cooling off, but during the heat, we're not doing a lot of hiking. All right, senior Zoomies, awesome. Lulu's feeling good. That's good to hear. I try not to be on the phone unless it's an emergency. Yeah, I'm probably on my phone. I'm a news junkie, so I'm on X quite a bit, watching different pieces of news and paying attention to what's going on out there in the world. But yeah, it's a good strategy. Stay off of it as much as you can. And mine tells me you were on so many hours last week. It gives me a report every week. So let's see what else I got. I was watching a bushcraft channel, and he made a tent out of sticks, and so I was playing around in the yard yesterday trying to make some shade for some of my water timers. So I put together this little structure here with they're actually saguaro ribs, and then I'm going to stack up some dry brush on them for shade. The shade is important because the sun kills everything eventually. So I've got that black bucket over top of a timer there and a hose, water hose there. So I'm playing around, staying busy, learning from bushcraft people, and of course watching the sunset and the sunrise. Let's see here. There we go. Isn't that cool? That's Ragged Top Mountain out there. In fact, I posted one that Jane Bray is going to make into an art project. Here's another one. She's going to make that into a stained glass art project. So that would be cool to see that in stained glass. But we've had just some beautiful with the clouds and the monsoon moving in. Some beautiful sunsets and sunrises lately. But that'll be nice to see. All right, what else is going on? Yeah, it's definitely worth because you can pick and choose, what you want to see. You can follow what you want to, what speaks to you and what's important to you. My parents are keeping my brother's kids this week. They go fishing, shopping, and bake. Phones the rest of the time. Yeah, teens are hard to get away from that. The good thing about phones and our daughter here, Sheena, keeps track of her kids with a phone app that she has, and then she can tell where they're at. She doesn't stalk them, but she likes to keep track of where they're at. Card games, right? We do that. Although our local teenagers have kind of gotten out of that. Thank you. Thank you. We got 0.04, not even a tenth of an inch, Roy. We got just a sprinkle, and it was an overnight sprinkle. Yeah, there you go. You can fill your X up with NASCAR drivers. Yeah, they're all on there. And then I'm watching a lot of baseball, and I follow baseball on X too. So it's really good regardless of, hi, Lucas. Lucas is back. Did you just wake up from a nap? Huh? Did you wake up from a nap? You got sleepy eyes. Sleepy eyes, yeah. Lulu's feeling better. Did you hear that? Yeah, Lulu's feeling better. We're happy about that. Okay, Lucas says hi. Hi, Lucas. Yeah, that's my boy. But yeah, X is open. They're not censoring anybody. You can say whatever you want. You can follow whoever you want, and I like it a lot because something happens in the world, regardless of where you're at, it shows up there on X, and you can decide based on the viewpoint whether or not. Patrick just sent something. You can decide whether or not that you want to follow them, you believe them, or you can debate. So it's open now. It's not being censored, as far as I know. Yeah, he's raring to go again. I've been saying hi to Tim, CRView, so hopefully you're still there. But anyway, it's Monday. It's laundry day. Probably vacuum the floors here at the Buyer Ranch, and hope for rain. We're supposed to start getting some rain, and what happens a lot, like you see behind me, a little rain cloud, and it drops a little rain. That's what a lot of our rain has been recently. The last few years, is you get a pop up like that, it'll dump rain, and you'll watch it from a mile away and never get a drop. So sometimes we get lucky and the rain shows up over our house. All right, I'm going to play a couple of videos on the way out. I want to play the one video I created this morning for the latecomers coming in, and then I'll play my outro. So thanks everybody for coming in. You have a great Monday, a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Good morning, friends, I see you here. Thank you for joining. Let's spread the cheer. With coffee in hand and smiles on our face, together we'll share this warm, sacred space. So raise your cup, let's toast to the day. With the sun on the horizon, we'll laugh and play in this little corner of the world so bright. Here's to the moment, here's to the light.
The sky's painted gold as the sun starts to rise. We're sharing our stories under pastel skies. With every sip, we're weaving our dreams in this virtual gathering. It's better than it seems.
So raise your cups, let's toast to the day. With the sun on the horizon, we'll laugh and play in this little corner of the world so bright. Here's to the moment, here's to the light. Let's breathe in the beauty, feel the warmth of the sun.
With each passing minute, we're having such fun.
From every comment and every sweet smile,
We're building this bond. Let's stay for a while. Wake up to a brand new day. Smile at the sun's warm ray. Greet the world with open arms. Spread good vibes and charms. Kind words change the scene. Make life feel like a dream. Help someone who's in
words. Simple acts can heal, make every moment real.